Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm a little late, but I'm here. Can you guys hear me? My computer is saying that I am saying words and people can hear me. You guys confirm it for me. That would be great and very helpful to me. So anyway, you guys, I'm a little late. I forgot that I had to do a live stream. I don't understand. I do this every Tuesday and I forgot. Sometimes we forget. So I'm talking on my phone with my husband and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I said, wait a minute. What is today? Do I have like, oh no, that's my hair. What is today? And he's like, it's Tuesday and it's 3 o'clock. What are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're supposed to be live. And I was like, oh, I need to get going. Hi, Bronco. I need to get going. But anyway, you guys, welcome. Confirm if you can hear me. My glasses are really yellow, but they look, yeah, they're really bright yellow. I don't understand what this camera, man. I need to figure out this camera. But anyway, you guys, I'm here. Are you guys here? Hello, hello, hello. All right. So what I am going to do is get right into what I'm doing today. As you can see from the thumbnail, we are going to, I named this a channel bracelet because you know how those channel rings, I always wanted one when I was growing up, a channel diamond ring. It's just the beads are in a channel. So I said, I'm going to name it channel bracelet. So we're doing it. Okay, so let me switch my camera around. Hopefully the camera is working because sometimes it just doesn't. And today it decided it was going to work. So thumbs up to us. I'll call you Lola. You know how I be calling you. There's my cheerleader right there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Missed you guys. Missed you guys. So anyway, these are the supplies that I've gathered. I actually thought ahead, and yesterday I gathered all my supplies. I gathered all my supplies and then forgot why I gathered the supplies. And I'm looking at that like, what is that? Yeah, I need to discuss with somebody about that. But yeah, I have a focus problem, so I'm like all over the place. I don't know why. But anyway, I have in here, I got my beads. And basically these beads are, I just have them, I just want the beads to be a certain, yeah, so we're looking at 1.5 millimeters. That's how big the beads are, 1 to 1.5, and you should be fine. So I just gathered the ones that I have, but there is in the description box below a collection of different beads that you can use. I even used seed beads to create the same effect, but I had the beads going across. Let me zoom in on it. There you go. So I even had the beads going across. So you can use any type of bead as long as it fills in this channel. So just saying. And these beads are a little bit bigger than the ones that are here. And again, this is what it looks like. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me put this on. Let me show you how I put it on. And then you go to the other side and you just slip the bent. I gotta do it flat because I'm not the only one in America who cannot put their bracelets on themselves. So you just take it, the little bent ends, and you just slip it right into the hole right there that you create. And then that's the bracelet. I want to do a video on it, but I want to see if I can actually get it done and be able to do it on camera without messing everything up. Okay, so I have some glue because I feel like I'm going to need that glue. I got my pliers ready to go, and I have a ruler so I can measure out my wire and how much I need. Okay, so I'm going to get my directions because if I don't have my directions, I'll be in trouble. But I do want to give the disclaimer real quick. Today is August 23, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So if you're not seeing this video anytime before or after that, if you're seeing it after that time, then I'm no longer live. So I'm not going to be answering your questions live. So don't get upset. And besides that, this is not a tutorial. This is just me talking with my followers and checking to see how you guys are doing, and then I'm making something at the same time. So that's all this is. Tutorial for this particular live will be available later. And if you see this months later, I probably already have a video, so I will link it at the top. Why did my camera just go out? So that is my disclaimer. Okay, so let me get my directions up and ready to go. Okay, Bronco, did you have a nice walk? He looks at me. He stops and he looks at me like, what? Okay, let me get my directions. So, like I said, I named this the channel bracelet, okay? Channel bracelet. Boom, 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 okay? Now, what I did start with, I did do something first, but I did something first because I didn't want to be doing it on camera. So I have that set aside for a little bit, okay? So I have a series of 18 gauge wire. You should always have 18 gauge wire, which is good for earrings, and earring bases and all that good jazz. And you should always have 20 gauge wire for your earring wire. And it's always nice to have a really thin wire that you can use to wrap beads down. And this one I'm using is 30 gauge copper wire, okay? Then I have a little bit of 24 gauge copper wire, which is really good for wrapping things, but with a little bit thicker of a wire. So that's 24 gauge, okay? Then this 18 gauge is what I'm going to be using in order to make my channel, and to make, because this part is one piece, and then this part right here is a separate piece, okay? So I'm going to start with this piece right here, okay? So we're going to get our 18 gauge wire. Ooh, and then I'm going to, for this first part, for this part that goes around the back of your bracelet, that is about 9 inches. So I'm going to measure out 9 inches real quick. So I will say that I did this bracelet so many times, it's not even funny. I have like multiple bracelets just lying around my house that I've done, because this part for me is the most difficult, okay? And you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see me trying to gather patience and try to figure it all out. But I think I have it down packed. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my wire, and you always should have a wire straightener. Does everybody have a wire straightener? Because if you don't have a wire straightener, you really need to go get one. Because I tell you what, a wire straightener, does anybody know what a wire straightener does? Besides the obvious, it does other things besides straightening your wire. Anybody know what else it does? This is a test. Did you move your bed? You good? Oh, another thing, you guys. I think I'm getting another dog. I think we are getting another dog, because Bronco is like, when we went on our trip to California, he got really, really sad after we came back. He loves us and everything, but he was a little sad because he missed his friend. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You want a friend? And he's always looking for his friend Knox. And I'm like, Knox doesn't live here, honey. So we are looking to get another doggy. Yay. But the good thing about this one is she's a little bit older than he was when I got him. And I think she might be potty trained. And it is a girl. She's a long-haired Doxie, and I am excited to have her in our lives. Okay, so course, I don't know if you guys either do this or not, but I do take a file sometimes when I cut my wires, and I like to file it down so that later on I don't have to do too much filing. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I got my 9 inches of 18 gauge copper wire, straightening it, run it through my pliers real quick. Is everybody okay? The last couple of lives that I did, for some reason, people said that they were trying to comment and I wasn't getting any comments in my feed over on the side of my screen. I wasn't getting anything. I got like 1. And they were trying to comment and they couldn't get in. And I was like, what in the world? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's YouTube doing what it does. I have no idea. But anyway, we got our 9 inches of wire here. So what I like to do is I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna do my bail makers, and I'm gonna pick the smallest little loop here, okay? Now what I'm going to do is just fold it in half, okay? Sometimes you'll get it right, sometimes you won't, but I am almost there. And then I'm just gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna use my fingers because it's just easier and less chance for me to scratch it. All right, how's everybody's week doing? That doesn't make any sense. How's everybody's week going is better. So this is another way that you can get it closer, is by taking your pliers, putting it right in the loop and just twisting it towards the middle, okay? That's how you can get a little bit of tighter pinch. Okay. All right. I always love to keep my pliers, straighteners on hand. Then from there, I'm just going to separate it just a little bit. We have it pinched at the top. That's all we need. Okay. Then I'm going to put the pliers, because I want to focus on this loop right here, because I want to make a loop using this side, okay? And it's going to be on the outside of our bend. And basically I'm going to take this part and I'm going to push it over this way so that I'm pushing the loops towards the middle, okay? So I'm doing a loop on either side of this fold. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Really twist around, and I made a loop. Okay. This is the fold that we just did, and this is the loop we just did. So again, I'm going to put the pliers where the loop that I want to focus on is on the outside. I've done this so many times, it's not even funny. Okay, now I'm going to do the same loop, but going in the opposite direction. All right, so you should end up with something that looks a little like this. This may look scary, but believe me, it's not. It's not that scary. So I'm flattening it just a little bit. So we always want to make sure that we keep the loops on top the way we folded them. Then I'm going to take this loop and just make them meet. And they're going to make their own little ultimate loop. Okay? So I did it with my hands. Now I'm going to finish it with a pair of pliers. I'm just making the two loops meet. Whoops, that's exactly what I did not want to do. There we go. So I'm making the loops meet. And I want the loops want to make sure that the loops are the same size. Mine are a little bit off, but that's okay. There we go. So I'm just creating a better loop that's better than what I was going to do. So I'm just making a little loop here. Alrighty. So now that I have that, let me just clean it up a little bit. All right, there we go. So now I folded it to make an ultimate little loop that's not going to come undone, okay? So now I'm going to set that aside. So I'm going to demonstrate this second loop. The second loop is just the same as this one, kind of, but just a fold. That's all you need to do with this, okay? So I'm going to measure out, I believe it's 8 inches. Okay. Here we go. We've got 8 inches here. Then I'm going to cut this 8 inches of wire. There we go. So that's it. Okay. Then you can do this by hand. You're just folding this in half, making sure the two ends meet. Like so. Okay. And I don't know, I want to get it a nice tight, just looking at this, I wanted to get it a nice tight loop, not too crazy. Once I get my loop, right, then I'm going to grab I always take my steel block. Always take my steel block. You see the little divots I made in it. Always take my steel block. I put it on top of a towel because I live in a townhouse. I own a townhouse, so it's like the walls from my neighbor is here, and yeah, it's only right here. So I don't like to disturb her, so I always put a towel. And every single time that it's loud, but every single time I do it, I always go over and say, hey, I'm gonna be hammering some things. And then she goes, okay, you know, I never hear it when you do it, but you know, she was like, thank you for telling me. But I like to be courteous of my neighbors because I'm loud. We're loud people. So I'm gonna take my, if you're gonna do this or whatever, I'm going to take this and I'm going to hammer it, but I did it ahead of time so that I don't have to do it. And this 18 gauge wire flattens out pretty well. I like it. Give it a nice little stamp. Very thin it out. Okay, so we have our little piece here. Now we're going to take our little loop-de-loop little thing that we did first, and then we're going to slip it on. It doesn't really matter which way you slip it on, but I'm just gonna go this way. So I'm just gonna slip it on the end, and there you go. The reason why you want to do that, make these two little separate pieces so you can have a little hinge situation, okay? Then once you start taking the beads and start wiring the beads on with your 30 gauge wire, you're not going to be able to get anything on this loop. You're going to have to start over again. So that's why we slip it on, and that holds it into place. Okay. So now from this point on, all you have to do is start, where's my cutter? Here they are. Is start wrapping the wire on here. I love working with 18, or not 18 gauge, but 30 gauge wire. It's really thin. You have to be so careful because once you start wrapping this on here and you wrap it tight in some places, but if you introduce your pliers in there and you're like, I want to make this tight, as soon as you clamp your pliers on it, more than likely is going to break the wire. And I've done this a couple times with this bracelet because the beads are so small. It just makes you want to make sure everything is so squished and make sure everything fits, that for some reason I kept putting my pliers on there. Not only was it breaking the wires, I was popping the beads at the same time. So I had to start over in certain spots because of this. So just be careful using your pliers on this 30 gauge wire. And even if you're using it on the wire and it's just, you think it's going to be fine, it may be fine, but just make sure you don't pop the beads either in between your pliers. So we're just doing a wrap. And so what's really cool about this is you can wrap it around this one end and go right through the middle. See, go right through the middle, and it just wraps around just that one side. Go right through the middle. And there's no magical thing that you need to do in order to wrap it in a certain place. Just make sure it's wrapping around the same side. And then I just want to make sure that I'm giving myself enough room where it's not going to mess with this hinge, or this hinge is not going to mess with the wire. So basically that's all I'm doing. I think I can teach this in a video, and I think it will be just fine. I think I can do it. So this is why I do these lives, is so that I can get on camera and see if I can teach it to the camera. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but this is probably what we're gonna do live for next week, because this is what I'm gonna, I don't like this. I don't like this. It's too tight. But anyway, so I created this ring. I love this, you know, design. I said, ooh, let's see if I can do that. Like, I drew it out and everything. Is like hoping that I can figure it out. So I have you have to, this is so important for this ring, is that you have to make sure that all the wires are measured out specifically, okay? Because you can't just go and take this ring and be like, I have this wire and this is how long the wire is. I can fit it on my middle finger, my thumb, and no, you have to get the measurements just right. I'm gonna do 2 rings. I'm actually gonna do 2 ring, uh-oh, my camera's freezing. I'm gonna do 2 rings, and then I'm going to do that so that you can see the 2 sizes of ring that I'm going to make just using the measurements of wire that I have. So that's what we're doing next week, okay? I don't know if anybody's able to comment or what, but I'm just gonna do this live and you guys can just watch it later on and do your comments later on. All right, so I'm gonna grab my first bead because I wrapped it on sufficient amount of times. And so I'm gonna slip on my first bead. And then we're gonna lay the bead right in the middle. And then, hey Gracie, how are you? And then we're gonna take it, since we wrapped it on this side, now we're gonna wrap it on the other side. Doing the same thing, you wrap it around the side, go right through the middle. And I've been doing this really fast. Going right through the middle. I'm also going to periodically check in to see if my wraps of wire are next to each other and not on top of each other. Okay, give yourself a nice wrap. Don't go too crazy. And if the wraps are too far apart, carefully grab your pliers and just give it a light little smidge, tuck, scooch, whatever you want to call it, but something really, really light and fluffy. Don't go too crazy with the pliers, okay? Because otherwise you're gonna have to start over again. So I'm wrapping enough so that I can push this wire out enough so that, see where the wire is in the middle here? I'm pushing the wire out enough so that this bead, once we string the bead on, that it's not going to be knocking up against this other bead, okay? Giving it enough room. All right. That's another thing I want to put in the video too. So I have a video. It's so funny. This video that I'm editing today, and that's where I lost track of time. Okay. This video that I was editing today, and I don't know if I'd even told you guys that this had happened. I would say about 2 months ago. 2 months ago, this is how old this video is, and I'm like, why didn't I edit this video? I forgot all about this video. But 2 months ago, I had recorded a video that was what we did on live, where I was unlocking the code of our beading loom. Forgot to even edit the video, forgot to even put it out there. So today, rest assured, I am going to finish it for the most part. That's all I can tell you, is I can finish it for the most part, and then at least get it finished. But in this video, and I thought it was hilarious, in this video I was wearing, I had to go and get a pair of tinted glasses. I had tinted glasses since way back in the day when I was having really bad migraines and light sensitivity and stuff. So I had a pair of tinted glasses on in this video, which is just like, wait, what? So I had these tinted glasses on it, and I basically had scratched my cornea. And I went to the doctor, and it was just like, I couldn't keep the eye open. It was so the light was killing me. So I scratched my cornea really bad. He was thinking at first, he was like, yeah, we might have to operate. And I'm like, no, can we because the eye doesn't take that long to heal. So I'm like, can we just wait for it to do something? And he's like, all right, I'll give you a week. But if it's still light sensitivity, then you got to come in. We have to figure this out. So I really scratched my eye really bad. And it was because I was trying to take out my contacts. And this one comes out really easy, but this one suction cups to my eye. So it goes, and then I couldn't get it out. So I was going at it. This was my face in the mirror, yeah. And finally I got it, but in the process, I used my nail and it went scrap. And I was like, that didn't feel good. So yeah, I got a really bad eye infection, scratched the cornea, got infected so bad. My whole, my eye was just feeling like it was bigger than it ever had been inside my socket. It was just so bad. And I was like, oh my God, what if I lose my eye? But so in this video, I had these tinted glasses on and I looked crazy. I think I looked crazy. Y'all be like, whatever. It don't look that crazy. But yeah, so that was 2 months ago, and I've forgotten about the video, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the video. So now everybody thinks, once I put this video out, everybody's gonna think that I lost my eye, but no, that was 2 months ago, and as you can see, I am alive and I'm doing quite well. My eyeball is very happy with me, but it was just funny that I was like, the one video that I forgot to post, it had to be that one. And then I also found another video because I've been cleaning out my archives of videos and stuff and making sure that I didn't forget a video. And of course I forgot a video. And so I found another video of me creating, actually creating a rug. I have a tufting gun and all that good jazz. I have the rug glue, all the supplies, everything. And I basically made a rug using my tufting gun. Proud of myself. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that I got my gun. So I have a video of me doing that. It's going to be a sped up video. It's not going to be like, well, next you do this and next you do that. It's not a tutorial or anything like that. It's just look at me creating this rug. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's my first rug, but it's a lot of fun to like actually watch the process. So yeah, those are the 2 videos I have coming up. And of course, because of these 2 lives, I did a couple lives already, and I have to do those videos. So I have an archive of videos that are coming out. I just need to record them. So that's where I'm at in life, where I'm trying to find the motivation and the energy to do so. So that's what I'm doing. So I better find the energy. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to do this live. And once I get done with this live, then I'm going to edit those videos and get those out for you. Yeah, I even have like bloopers and everything. But in order for you guys to see the bloopers, you have to be a cheerleader. You got to be a Martian cheerleader. You can get my videos. You get access to my videos before everyone else on my subscriber list. And you also get bloopers and behind the scenes footage of me trying to figure out life, because yeah, that's almost daily that I'm trying to figure out life. So this bracelet is so easy to do that it's not even funny. It's just basically you putting all these beads on. See, now if I was doing this live, this is the point where I would speed up the video. And some people get really pissed off at me when I speed up the video in my videos. And I'm like, it's monotonous. Why do you need to see me over and over again wrapping this bead? That's why live streams are a little hard to do. So you try to speed it up in different ways by doing things ahead of time. There we go. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut it, this ending here, because it keeps poking me. Now, here's another thing you gotta keep in mind. If you're gonna be using 30 gauge wire, you have to make sure that when you cut it, make sure you know where all your little ends are, because I had to have a piece of 30 gauge wire removed from my foot by the emergency room. So, because I just couldn't get it out. So pay attention to your cuts of your 30 gauge wire because yeah, it's not fun. When someone in your family steps on them, they will be pissed at you. If you step on it, you'll be pissed with yourself. So just pay attention to your cuts and stuff. Darlene Emerson, I don't know if she's here, but she sent me a comment. She says, "Thank you for being you." I try. I'm about as me as I can be. That rhymed. But yeah, it's true. About as me as I can be. But anyway, so I think once you get past the part in this bracelet, which is this side, once you can figure this part out, you'll be good to go with the rest of the bracelet. But I think I got it. And a lot of the beads, and I've talked to you guys before, I like to get you supplies and beads mostly, because I can't find these beads anywhere else. So I've been given these beads by someone. A lot of my beads have been donated. The last time I got beads were when I was doing my pin, my head wrap pin. That's the last time I actually got beads, and that was the first time in like years, because I've always gotten beads and stuff like that given to me. So I don't really buy beads. Is that weird? Like every one of my beads I get, they're donated to me. They're either donated. I'm always getting gifts of beads that they're always weird shaped, and then I have to find a use for them. You know, I do not like to get beads. A lot of people would get beads and they would just take them and they would take a wire and they would just string the beads on the wire and just go and just like put a little class on it and be like, yeah, I made this bracelet. You did make the bracelet, but you know, like I said in my top 10 video, it's like put a little sauce on it, like some wire wrap or something. I'm not saying it's boring, but sometimes you feel like I need to do a little bit more. For me, I just feel like I need to do a little bit more. So I have to add extra to it. So this is how I'm using these beads. These beads you can just string on a string, put a clasp on it, and call it a day. But yeah, I mean, I'm Marie. I gotta do more than that. I don't know why I'm like this, but I am. So am I the only one who has to be a little bit extra in how you make things? Do I have anybody here who crochets? Or knits? I don't knit, but I do crochet. I mean, got all the yarn back there. Oh, and then you see right here, my little mannequin with the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram squares. Those are all crochet. I did those so many years ago just to play around with it, and I never threw them away or given them away. And no, I do not have a pattern, so I just did it by feel. And I did them by feel. A lot of them are just crochet pieces that I make into a symbol. Like for instance, the F, the same thing, just make it bend just a smidgel, and then just did a little bar crochet. So crochet, that's my first love. I don't ever see myself not doing crochet ever again. I haven't crocheted in about 6 months, but no, that's not true. I crocheted a little bit on my vacation. I should show you guys one day. I do crochet, but I don't really do crochet on video anymore. That's how this channel started, was from me doing crochet on video and teaching the basic crochet things, and then I had a couple crochet patterns that I did on video. So I did that for a little bit. That was nice, but I don't do that anymore. And I think the main reason why I don't do it anymore is because what ends up happening is I'm doing a crochet video and I'm doing a pattern. Even though the pattern is written, what happens is people like to see it and they get mad when I fast forward. And hey Sandy, welcome. I was just asking everybody if there was anybody in here who knows how to crochet or knit or anything like that, because I was kind of thinking about coming back with some crochet videos, but I really don't think that would happen in my future, because it's just, YouTube just works in a certain way that I have my niche, and my niche is jewelry. Just so happened one day decided, I've been doing a little bit of everything on this channel. If you really follow me, really know and look at my videos, you see that there's a little bit of everything here, because I was trying to find my niche. The videos are good, but they're not my niche according to YouTube and what it's almost like YouTube picks for you. It's weird. They're like, hey, you be perfect for jewelry making. Here you go. But you have to put it out there. And then once it hits, it hits. That's how YouTube works. I would encourage people ask me, should I do a YouTube channel? I would. Oh yeah. That's a beginner thing. It's no big deal. That's something that Sandy, that's something that you would figure out. You will figure out in no time. And also, if you go and you search, just go on YouTube, search and say how to get my ends to be straight in crochet, you know, whatever. And you will find so many videos on different suggestions on how to do that, because it took me a while. When I learned how to crochet, I didn't have YouTube. I'm way older than people think I am. Way older than people think I am. How old do you guys think I am? People don't realize how old I am. I think I might have given it away. When I say I didn't have YouTube, when I learned to crochet, I might have shown my age at that point. But yeah, I didn't have that. I didn't have the luxury of just open up my computer, Google something really quick, and then go from there. I didn't have that. I'm not gonna tell you what I did have. That's what I'm not gonna do. Really? You Googled wire wrap. That is so cool to know. Cause I don't know why I don't do this. I think everybody should do this if you are like a creator like that, to go and Google, not Google yourself. Maybe Google yourself. That might work. I don't know. But like just Google if you're like a creator and you put your stuff out there, Google it and see if people can find you by, your niche. So here I am, I'm paying attention to my wires, making sure I know where they are at all times. So I just cut a piece of the wire. So I'm just gonna, and then I might even go to the other side and wrap there instead. But yeah, this is what, so far, it works out pretty quickly. What do you mean, Atari? Are you a creator, Sandy? Because if you go and I would suggest this to everybody, because I haven't done that for myself, but my friends have. And they're like, oh my God, I put in this and I found you. I put in that and I found you. And I'm like, what, really? So Google, I tell you, Google be working in the background. You have no idea that they're doing this. Not only is Google listening, but they're working in the background. They're always working, listening. And when you put something on the internet, they're going to find it and they're going to put it all together in one little search and everybody can find you. I am confused by that, Sandy. I'm going to have to look that up. So are you saying, you got me, I'm about to go over here. You said not Google, but Atari. What do you mean? Explain. Give me more words. Give me more words than that. Cause in my you said it. I'm close to you, because I did grow up on Atari. Yeah. Yeah. We got, I think I think Atari or Nintendo. Wow. Yeah. So we grew up on, I think we got a Nintendo first. Um, and then like, it was weird. It's like my mom, here it is. It's like my mom got an Atari and my dad got me a Nintendo. So it was like, you know, child of divorced parents. So they were always battling each other. So I do remember that. And I remember that. So when I went to go learn how to crochet, basically what happened was I went to a store in the mall and there was this scarf that was made out of flowers, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty, but I'm not paying $70. No, I don't think it was $70. It was like, it was a reasonable price, but I just didn't feel like paying for it. So I said, I feel like I can make that. And my husband was like, do you know how to do whatever this is? And I'm like, no. So I'm going to go to the library and I'm going to borrow a book. Yes, we borrow books for the youngins here. And I borrowed a book. Here I am trying to find the perfect bead. It's going to take me forever to finish this. And so I borrowed a book and I learned how to crochet that way, by looking at the descriptions and looking at the pictures. Yay. That's how I learned how to crochet. But, you know, I didn't have that luxury to be like, I'm going to go open up my YouTube and Google something really quick. I mean, you don't open up YouTube to Google, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I went to the library, borrowed a book, and then later on, that one book, once, you know, libraries were kind of starting to be defunct, where I just didn't like going to the library anymore. I was like, hey, I borrowed this library book like 50 times. Why don't I just go buy the book? So I did buy the book, and the book was Knit and Crochet for Dummies. Yeah, I think I'm going to just not worry about the colors of the beads and just like pick up whichever one. Just don't look and pick up one and put it on. I think I might do that. Stop focusing so much on the color of the bead and just put it on there and see what happens. Because they spin, and some sides of them are darker than the other side of them. So the whole bead is not one color. So that kind of works out. But yeah. These were beads that were given to me. I can never find them again. They came in teal blue and just blue. So I can never find them. And I can't even describe them, but I kind of feel like these beads are not like plastic or anything like that. I think these are stone. And I just I misplaced one of my wires. Freaking A. Oh, here it is. Pay attention to your wires. I found my wires. I cut 3 times. So I think these are stones, to be honest. So I can't find them anymore. So has anybody ever heard of cherry tree beads? That's another place where that place is located near me. I'll say about like 2 hours away, which is okay. I'm on my way I might go to Asheville because it's near Asheville, North Carolina. So I'm thinking I might go there. But when you get a chance, I am not in any way affiliate with them at all, but it's called Cherry Tree Beads. And they have a bunch of like components that are pretty awesome. So this is what they have. So this is what they have. So they have like components like this that I am going to start implementing them in clay. So these are the components that they have. Stuff like this. You can like wrap beads around them. You can dangle beads off of it. Like it's pretty cool. And they have different types, different sizes and shapes. I got a bunch of these, and then I just made a purchase, which was the dumbest purchase of my life. I went and I bought more of these, but I have a ton of them sitting here because I thought that I used them all. Apparently I did not. But yeah, so they're pretty awesome. Different weird little shapes like that. Really cool. I think that I will, and even some of them have holes in them. So yeah, check them out. I went and I did an order today. I did an order on, ooh, this is what I should have got more of. I should have got more of these. I only have 2 of these. And so I would say that they run, I did a $50 order. Now, a $50 order would garnish me like this whole container. This is about $50. Like, it's a lot in there. Look at all this. I think it's like $2 to $3 for like 4 different ones. Like 4 separate components. Like 4 or 5 to 6. Like, it's literally less than $5 each. Like $5 per package of. All I'm saying is that they're a very small company. They're a very small company. And so a lot of their stuff is like really, and that's not anything special. It's like just brass. Yeah, you can use it for earrings and pendants. So I used it for earrings. And I love it. I love it. I love them, and I always go back to them. And then they also have beads. So I got a bunch of beads, and it was the first time in a long time that I actually bought beads because I needed some faceted beads that are like they're like, I can never say Swarovski crystals, you know what I'm saying. If you do jewelry, you know what I'm saying. They're like crystals. And they have some of that, and it's like not a bad price for like a couple grams. Not bad at all. So I did a order for that. I went to 𝐗𝐿. I am affiliated with 𝐗𝐿, and I did a little order for them. And 𝐗𝐿 is my UV resin, so I use UV resin sometimes with those components and stuff. But yeah. So 𝐗𝐿 had reached out to me, and so I'm affiliated with them, so they're sending me some stuff. I'm like, hey, I need some more resin. Thank you, I need some more resin. So they do a lot of really good UV resin, which is pretty dope. Cause I don't use that 24-hour cure resin anymore. Because who got that kind of time? I don't. And you have to, like, it's not only do you have to wait all that long time, but you also have to watch it all that long time. I ain't doing that. Watch it for, like, you know, dust particles and junk. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. It ain't happening. So anyway, that's all I can tell you about that. So UV resin is all that I use now. So it's the same thing when I was trying to figure out what my niche was. I did do a bunch of resin stuff. And so when that happened, that's when 𝐗𝐿 had reached out to me and said, hey, basically, do you want any resin? And I was like, heck yeah, I do. UV resin is not cheap. If you know, you know. UV resin is not cheap at all, because you pay for that convenience and that quickness of getting your project done quicker than, say, lets resin. It's just so much better. Look at that. So, do I have any water? Guys should stay hydrated because I am not hydrated. Yeah, so like I was saying, check out Cherry Tree Beads. They have beads, they have a lot of stuff there. Components, beads, wire, string, they have all that stuff. Really? Wait, let me look it up. Because maybe I can find them. And these are, what did I say? 1.5 millimeter. What did you say? Blue. I'm not saying it out loud. Don't make me say it out loud, Sandy. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna put beads. That's close. Yeah, definitely looks like it. Because the person that I got it from was it was their mother-in-law, and I know their mother-in-law, she don't have no plastic beads. When she was alive, I don't get no plastic beads, and so I know that these have to be stones. I know she don't deal with plastic beads. So the beads that I received from that person was donated to me. All the stuff was like, what? I think it is the celestite. I think it is that. It definitely looks like it. Let me turn up my screen a little bit. It definitely looks like it because there's different variations of it in different colors of blue. So it could be. Let me look up. Yeah, I don't have any of that nearby, but I will have to, I don't know if I spelled it right, but I'm gonna go like this. Aragonite. They're very similar. Yeah, those two that you mentioned are very similar. Oh, was it me? Is it something that I'm doing? Request accessing. Oh, let me switch accounts. Hold on a second. Let me figure this out. Oh my goodness, I'm 38. I'm almost at 39. You see how often I check? I don't even check. I wonder if it's something that I did. Top comments was toggled on. No, it's you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I feel like it's me because there's there was a couple people last week who were like, why can't I comment? I couldn't comment on it. And I was like, that's weird. And they were like, I was there. They were like, I'm there every week. So I'm like, I don't know. So it's probably something that I did. It's possible. All right, I'm getting towards the end of this component part of the bracelet, but I want to make sure that I don't underdo it. You know what I mean? Like, be patient with it. But let me give you a close-up, Sandy, so you can look at that. So that's what they look like. They're very different colors. It has different colors per bead, and I like that. I like that a bunch. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go after I do this live, even though I'm supposed to be editing a video, and then I have a meeting tonight. So I'm gonna try to figure out why people last week they couldn't comment, and I thought that was very strange because I only got like maybe one comment, and it was just like, that's not normal. I usually don't have little commenting. I always have like a bunch of comments, and that sometimes I can't even answer them all. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. YouTube will figure it out. And I don't know, that seems like a lot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah. I use copper because of that. I use a lot of copper. People are like, oh, you should do gold. I don't do gold that much. Copper, gold colored copper. I don't have any problems with it. The copper, man. Love me some copper. And you know, it's plastic beads. They look pretty. They look pretty and everything. That's nice. I'd rather stones also. I don't know if I'm just weird, but I love stones better than I like plastic or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going under here. All right, we're getting towards the end. I think I'm gonna do one more. What I'm gonna do at this point, let me wrap this on really quick. Okay, so now I have my little bracelet mandrel thing. So I'm just gonna do a slight bend. Okay. Not doing anything too crazy. Oh, that too. I do like the weight of a stone over plastic, you know, bead. That is a good point. This is a very good point. Because I do like this. It has a little bit of heaviness to it, but it's not that much. I don't like to do it in earrings though. Okay, I'm just doing a real quick bend on this. Give it some bend. Okay. Because when you bend it by hand, it ends up bending at a point. So use a mandrel. Okay. Just so I can see how much I need to do. Oh, I got a lot on this side, so that's good. So let me try to, I want to do this bracelet as loose as possible because I did this bracelet. I'm going to do it again, at least this part somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it because it's a little tight. If you look at it, this is really small. I'm going to give it to my daughter, but yeah. So I want to make sure that this one is big enough for my chunky wrists, and then I should be good to go. Okay. I really... Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay. There we go. You have everything to make? What do you have to make? And I hope you didn't say, I hate everything. You have everything to make. What do you have to make? Because I have a lot of stuff I need to make too. Don't tell anybody. How you guys like my Metallica t-shirt? Metallica. I put flowers on it. Metallica liked it. So, yay to me. Shout out to Metallica. And there we go. All right, let me just do a quick figure out. Oh, you do. You have everything to make it. I got it. I had to reread it. I'm bad at reading. Don't tell anybody. Went to public school. All right, so I'm just looking at this and making sure. Oh, so I'm also going to take this other side and use the mandrel to bend that too, because I bent it and I didn't do a very good job at bending it. So now it's bent a little wonky. So let's get this right. All right. Here we go. I have 2 mandrels, or no, I have 3 mandrels. I have 2 for, I don't really care about the size of bracelets, so I don't have a mandrel that has sizes on it. So I have just 1 mandrel for the bracelet. Then I have another mandrel. I have 2 mandrels for rings. One that is a sizer, and another one that is a what's the word I'm looking for? That's just basically a shaper. So it shapes rings. So what happened is, when it comes to public school, the reason why I say public school, because of the fact that when I was in school, they didn't have special ed classes. They didn't have stuff like that. So you basically had to like hold on for dear life and hope that you didn't fall out of the roller coaster that is public school. So you don't have one-on-one. You didn't have any of that stuff. And a lot of people fall through the cracks when public school. So that's why I say public school, because I feel like I did fall through the cracks with certain things. But obviously, later on, I did catch up. And I was able to graduate early because I had one-on-one. Because years later, I graduated from high school. Now I'm really going to show you my age. I graduated from high school in 1997. So I graduated a year earlier. No, I was going to graduate a year early, but I decided that I didn't want to take gyms through school. So I took all my gyms for my last senior year. My last senior year was not fun. It was all gym. But yeah, I caught up and I was able to surpass everybody else because I had that one-on-one thing. So there's nothing wrong with public school, but when it was a lot wrong with public school when I grew up. I will say that. And so my daughter says she feels the same way, that, you know, public school, it really is not designed for people who need help, need a little bit of extra help. So yeah, it just like, I feel like some people get, you know, they fall through the cracks, and I feel bad for those ones because, you know, sometimes they may not even catch up like I did. I mean, I'm glad I was able to catch up, but you know, sometimes I can see, you know, obviously it's an underlying problem per individual. And so there's, yeah, it's definitely a systemic situation that just like, they're just like, oh, why am I going to spend all this time on this one kid? Because this one kid is going to fall through the cracks and anything can happen to that one kid. And they get made fun of, and it's just not a good thing for that one kid. You think that one kid matters. So just as much as the whole class. So yeah, we didn't have that. So sometimes when I say things, it doesn't make sense, or because I was editing a video and I noticed some things I said, I'm like, what does that even mean? Why did I say that? My brain works a lot different than the average person. So, you know, that can happen. That happened to me as a kid. So here we go. We have this little loose end here. So what I'm going to do, okay, this is the part where I'm like, can I teach this? Can I not? I'm basically, because I want to do a nice little loop here. Okay. Somehow. When I did this one, let me look at it. Yeah. So when I did this one, I looped it around. All right, Sandy, thank you for stopping by. You're so sweet. You enjoy the rest of your day also. Thank you for stopping by. Check out the video. Check out my other videos too. So I'm going to do a little loop at the end here. Okay. But I want to do a nice little loop. See how that loop is? So I think that I might even, I tried it where I had these two overlapping and I did 2 loops. I don't want to do that anymore. So I want to cut this other side, but I want to cut this other side so that it meets together. there's so many things that I've learned with jewelry making and my pliers and all that stuff. You know, I love learning the fact that with the flush cutters, you want to cut the wire that's going to stay. You're going to cut it with the flat part on the wire that's going to stay. Does that make sense? Because what wire is left behind is going to be a flat cut instead of a pinch cut, because of the way the pliers are shaped, or the way the cutters are shaped. So yeah, learn that. So I'm going to cut them. So I want them to be something like that, okay? So I'm going to be bending this and trying to line it up, over bending it, pushing it together, all that good jazz. Just so I can have a nice little flat area so that these two wires can actually meld together. So just to add a little bit of fortification, I'm going to put some glue on that part. Okay. And then I want to end it. I'm not going to end it right now. Okay. What I want to do, I could put a little clip on it or whatever just to hold them together, but I mean, I really don't think I need to do all that. But I'm gonna make sure that the wire, man, this glue stinks to all high heaven. All right, so that's the one side. So I'm gonna move on to the other side. I'm gonna wait for that glue to get a little bit tacky. And so for this other side, I want to do a loop end. And then once you have the loop end, where's my loopers, my small loopers? So once you have the looped end, then you're gonna bend it one more time. So I'm gonna bend these up. You can bend them up, you can bend them down, you can do whatever you want to. So I'm doing a really small loop. Always hear my floorboards creaking. And that's what life is like when you have cats. I only have one cat, and I don't think I would ever get a cat ever again. Cats don't tell you when they're hurting. So, you know, you're thinking that they're fine because they sometimes they keep living life and they don't really, at least my cat didn't. The one I had to put to sleep, he didn't tell me he was feeling awful. Like, you know, the dog told me, he's like, I don't feel good. And they're very vocal, dogs are. But cats, they just be like, I'm gonna go in this corner underneath this bed and just die. And don't, you're like, wait, where's the cat? I haven't seen the cat. But that's a trait of a cat. That's what they do. They're like, I just want to be alone. Leave me alone. And so I thought that was what was happening, and he was in fact not feeling good at all. Like, he's like, I think I'm dying, but he didn't tell anybody. So cats are so quiet and it's annoying. I love cats, but it's like, speak up. Tell me you don't feel good. But the dog, he told me, he got right on my neck and he was like, I was like, what is wrong with you? And come to find out, he was not feeling good. His little tummy was not happy with him. So I'm using 24 gauge wire to just tie the two wires together, just to give it, and it also gives it a nice cute little look. Kind of finishes it off, okay? Beauty. That's all we're looking for. Okay. I might, and the good thing about this wire too, I can push it up a little bit. I think I might just push it up a little bit because I want it to not be too close to my bends. And I'm going to smash that end down, okay? Very nicely and comfortably. Rub your finger across it just to make sure that it's not... There you go. Then I'm going to cut this. There you go. Then I'm going to pinch that end down also. Okay. Then I'm going to do a really quick bend. And I want to bend this down, okay? So I'm going to do this. I think it's a good bend area. Like right here. Should be good. Nothing crazy. This is what's going to latch on to this other side once it's done, okay? I'm going to take a little bit more of this 24 gauge wire and do another one. I'm going to do another little wrap around here. Give it a cute little finished off look. Because we like that cute finished off look. And you can always just go like this and just wrap it around. Pay attention to where the wire is laying. Okay. Like that. And you got it in a straight line. So what is everybody doing for the rest of their day? Here is 3 p.m. No, it's not. What am I talking about? It's 4:19. So I'm going to try my best to fix myself some dinner. I'm going to finish my video for you guys, and then go to my meeting, and then maybe when I get home from my meeting, I'm going to finish that video. I like editing the video. I just don't have the mental capacity to finish it, you know, sometimes. So there goes your end. And that's what it looks like. I like it. Keeps it together. Now this glue should be a little tacky. In fact, I'm going to turn on this thing. Oh my goodness, I thought I stepped on a cat. Lord. Turn on the fan real quick. Because it smells like that really strong smelling glue. So I like to look at it. It's still moving just a little bit. Well, basically, if you want to, you can keep wrapping it around, but this time you have to put the end through and then pull it through. You gotta be careful doing it. Well, basically that's the end of this video, end of this project. Because I cannot wait to go back and finish editing my video. I can't wait till it gets to a point where I can have other people edit my videos. I need a person who loves watching my videos, sees my style, and be able to replicate that style and then edit my videos in the same way. I want to get to that point in my life. I want to get to that point in my life. I don't think I'm gonna wrap this anymore. I think I'm gonna cut this off because I am a rebel and I do what I want. So I'm just gonna smash down that in there. And so I'm gonna use glue to just like finish that off. But it's up to you whether you want to. And I think that in my video, I will do it the same way, but I might glue it. Let it dry off camera. And then once it dried, I'll finish it off. And I think I am going to cover it all with 30 gauge wire. Okay, just to give the public what they need. And then I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then this is how you close it. Boom, just like that. And then once it's set and it's strong, you can pull this, put it onto your mandrel to shape it, and you should be done with that. Okay, yes, I want to pay the intern. Yeah, I want to pay the intern. I don't want them to be like, I'm interning and learning. No, I want you to learn. I want you to already know how to edit videos first and then go from there. But yeah, I definitely do need an intern. I had one when I was doing markets in the past. I actually had an intern, and it was awesome because she tested all my crochet patterns. She did all that stuff, and she helped me set up at my markets. She didn't have to be there, and then we'll have a schedule of her coming in to work my market when I need a break or whatever. Paid her a good amount to do that, and she enjoyed it. But I was like, yeah, I'm not doing markets anymore, sorry. So yeah, and that's what it looks like on the other side. Yay, I like this design. Took me a couple times to do it, but once you figure it out, it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. I think something like that. So you guys, I told you the next video or the next live is going to be this guy, and it will be for a size 8 ring and a size 7 ring. So we're gonna finish that up. I'm gonna do this a couple times so I can do it really quick, and I think that live will probably be really way shorter than this one. But that's the next live. The next video will be my unlocking the code of our beading loom, just like we did in our live a couple months back. I say a couple months, but I say it was probably 6 months ago. And so I am editing the video tonight on that. It was a video I forgot that I even had. Yeah, so that should be fun. You'll be like, how old is this video? It's pretty old. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that. And I think the very next video that's coming through to you guys, let me look at my YouTube studio and see, because there's a video out there that I did not put up just yet, and it is I did a live a couple weeks ago on this one, and it's going to be my labyrinth circle earrings. So that's the next video that's actually coming out to you. Next after that will be my loom video after that, and so on and so forth. Whatever lives that I do are going to become tutorials later on, because what am I doing? I'm doing these lives so that I can teach them in a tutorial. So that is why I'm doing these lives. So anyway, you guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for stopping by. I would not be even doing any lives, doing any of this stuff, extra stuff, if it wasn't for the fact that how much I love you guys, and I just love showing you guys stuff. Okay, so again, I always invite everybody to my Discord. I will display the Discord on the screen. Oh, you can read it. So I just displaying the Discord email on the screen. You can email me there if you want to be a part of the Discord and you want to be included into a safe community where you look for any critique, or not criticism, but critique that's different. And you only get it if you ask for it. And basically, I'm using this places for some people who are not on Instagram, they're not on Facebook, they're not on any of those social medias, but they can come into this Discord and be like, this is what I created from your video, because I enjoy that stuff and I put them on my newer videos if you allow me to. But anyway, you guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of your morning, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Okay? Bye.